In this episode, I'm explaining how I steal great ideas from my friend in industry, other designers. Hello, this is Ignacy Cevczek, this is Portal Games, and this is one of the last vlogs here on this channel, number 7 it is. And today we have a super fun episode because I prepared a list of 5 rules I stole from other games and incorporated in my designs, and they work amazingly well. This is something I was shocked at the very beginning when I was starting in the industry, learning that game designers are very open, very vocal about the fact that yes, they are inspired by other games, they love to play other games, they appreciate other designs, and they steal some best design ideas and put them into their own games. I thought at the very beginning you have to be very secret and your game is only your game, and then I discovered that designers absolutely love each other designs, and it's like I wrote an article about this a couple of years ago. It's like a global brainstorming, the great ideas from Eric Lang and Richard Garfield and Bruno Faidutti and Bruno Catala, and there is like all this big pile of amazing ideas, and we designers are just picking different tools, different solutions, different engines, and creating new beasts, new mechanisms. So I'm very proud to be part of this family, and today I'm discussing 5 things I stole from other designers. And number 5 is super ridiculous because I stole this idea and it was in the end not incorporated in the final game. So the game we are discussing is 11. It was on GameFound last year. It is now in production in China. It will be released this year, later this year, at Essen probably. And I stole idea for 11 from the Martin Wallace brilliant design called Struggle of the Empires. It's a big strategy, grand strategy game, and the mechanism of money and the budget is brilliant how Martin Wallace incorporated it. And how it works with Struggles of Empires, it works that at any point of the game, if your empire has no money, you can increase taxes, get the money token, and you have money, but you also get a face down token that tells you how much your community, your people are pissed off. And at the end of the game, at the very end of the game, the player who has the most pissed people in his country just got killed, and it is removed from scoring, and he loses the game automatically. So at the table, one of the players will not go to the scoring because he will be just killed. And this is a brilliant idea, and I wanted to introduce it to 11. So at any point, if any football club that you are running has no money, you are fine, you are just taking a credit. And if you guys are into the football, maybe you heard about all these big clubs like FC Barcelona or a couple of Italian clubs that have lots of debts. They have absolutely no budget whatsoever, and they are still buying players, they are still getting credits, and they are just going like crazy. Overall, in the end, this rule was not in the final version of the game. I guess I will make it as an official or unofficial variant for the game. So this is how I stole from Martin Wallace, Struggle of the Empire. Brilliant idea. I put it in the 11, and then it was removed by other developers. But I will be back with this rule because it's amazing. Number 4. Number 4 is Vienna Connection, our big release from last year, and we cannot spoil too much. But the series, and it's quite lucky that we have this game here, the series called Exit, which is absolutely one of the best, if not the best, escape room style games. I absolutely adore this series. I love all these games in this line. And what the designers did with Exit was playing with the component. And by saying playing with the component, I mean that there were some puzzles in the game that you were supposed to check the box, check the inside of the box, check the back of the box, do something like that with the box. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but they were playing with the component, and it was brilliant, and I absolutely loved what they did. And I did something like that in Vienna Connection. So without the spoilers, because not all of you have played, but those of you who already played the game, you either remember that or you didn't figure it out and you need to get back to the game. At some point of the game, in Vienna Connection, the game asks you to double check, to look very, very carefully at some moments, at some elements of the box. And there is one additional secret mystery in Vienna Connection, and it is connected with the box. So when you are going to play Vienna Connection, be careful. At some point you will be investigating the box, and if you already played, I guess you found the secret, or if you haven't, get back to the box. There is one more secret, and that was inspired by Exit. Brilliant design from Cosmos Games. And number 3 is a game called Convoy, my beloved two-player card game that was wholly inspired by the other card game called Revolver. A Revolver from White Goblin Games. That was a Western style game. You are cowboys, you are fighting each other. And in Revolver you had 5 cards. Each of these cards had a couple of stages, and during these stages you were fighting each other, and then you were moving to the next card, couple of stages fighting, and moving to the next card fighting. And I Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, I copied and I pasted the whole system to my game called Convoy. In my card game Convoy, the same situation. You have 5 cards, each of the cards has a couple of stages in the game called cities, and each cities you are fighting each other, and then you move to the next card, new cities, new stages, you are fighting. The whole base mechanism was inspired by the game Revolver, and on this principle I built the whole brand new game. So Convoy, fully inspired by a Revolver from White Goblin Games. And number 2, we are going to Empires of the North. Do we have it here? We have it here. Kenner, that means complex. Empires of the North. It was inspired by architects of the Western Kingdom. From in America, I think it's read by Renegade Games. Originally by Griffith Games, and in America by Renegade Games. Architects of the West Kingdom. And this game has absolutely brilliant, absolutely smart mechanism of managing your workers. You have the closed pool of your workers, and if you are sending them to the board, and sending them to the board, and sending to the board, and at some point you have no meeples, and you have to do a special action to remove them from the board. And the whole game is not only worker placement when you think where to put your dudes, but also managing your resource pool, and your resource pool is workers. It's brilliant. I played this game with my wife Mary, and we absolutely loved the challenge you have with managing these dudes. They can get to the prison, which is very bad. It's a lot of tricks. Sometimes you need to pay more of these dudes, of these workers, to activate some action. So the whole management of these workers is a spirit, the beauty of the game, and I absolutely adore that. And when we were creating with Jana Kijanka Empires of the North, I said to Jana, let's change how the meeples work in Imperial Settlers, and use the system from architects. That's why in Empires of the North, the system of meeples, of your workers, is also closed pool. You have your nation, you have your people, you start with the 5 meeples, and this is all you have, and you have to manage with them. And sometimes they are exhausted, sometimes they are stuck on some cards, and you have to figure out how to bring them back. The whole system is stolen, borrowed, taken from brilliant design architects of the Western Kingdom. I strongly recommend you to check out this great worker placement game, and I hope you enjoy this borrowed system in Empires of the North, and you appreciate it. And the number one once again, Empires of the North, but this time the rule that I borrowed is from Underwater Cities. A great, one of the best Euro games on the market. Absolutely in my top 100 games of all time. Underwater Cities from Vladimir Suchy. Brilliant design, and when I was playing this game, there were so many great ideas. There were so many amazing elements in this game. I took a couple of them. I was stealing from Underwater Cities like crazy. But one element I want to mention in the Empires of the North is boost cards. So Imperial Settlers, the card game, you use the cards that you play in the table, or they can be production cards, feature cards, or action cards. Very simple, these Imperial Settlers. In Empires of the North, you have a brand new type of the cards. They're called boost cards, and these are the cards that you can play only if you do particular action. if you do action build, if you do action sail, if you do action populate, if you do particle action, you can play from your hand a special boost action and something additional happens. This is one-to-one taken from Underwater Cities. This is the same case in this Euro game. You have plenty of different actions. These actions are in 3 different colors. And if you are taking on the board action of the particle color, you can play a card of this particular color to make this action better. This is brilliant. I absolutely love to play in Underwater City with my wife. We played many times, and I always loved this, that you are looking which action to take, and you compare it with your hand, and you look at what color of the cards you have, and sometimes maybe you would like to make a yellow action, but most of your cards are green, so you say, okay, well, I will do the green action, even though maybe I would prefer the yellow action, but I want to boost it with the card. Underwater City is a brilliant game. As I said, I took a couple of rules from this game to create Empires of the North, but this one was a big change for Empires of the North, and this was one of the big differences between Imperial Settlers and Empires of the North, the boosting cards, and this is from Vlada Suchy. Greetings to you, sir. Brilliant designs. You do. That was my top 5 other games, other designers that inspired me to create my games. Once again, Struggles of the Empires, Exit, Revolver, Architects of the Western Kingdom, and Underwater Cities. Check out these games. These are brilliant designs. And one more message to all young designers. If you want to be a designer, if you want to design your own game, you need to play a lot of other games and make notes. I have this habit that in many cases, not always, but many cases, after I finish playing a new board game, for me, this is something that I was taught and it is new and interesting, I have a notepad at home, and in this notepad I note down the rule, the mechanism, and something interesting that was very good in this game, and maybe I want to use it in one of my future designs. And I have a notebook full of these ideas from different games that were inspiring, that was very interesting. So do it the same. I strongly recommend this solution if you want to design games. When you play other designers' games, make notes what you like in this game, what was interesting, and then you will have your own Bible of great ideas. That is a message for all of you who want to be designers in the future. Thank you for today, and please give me thumbs up, This Polish English is about to end in 6 episodes. Don't worry. Give me thumbs up under this video if you like this top 5. Consider subscribing. Can we hit 7,000 subscribers before we finish the vlog? And as always, give me feedback and give me your comments. Tell me which other games you recognize that I was stealing from designing my own games, which solutions you like. Thank you for today, and as always, we have only 6 videos left, so if you want me to discuss some particular topics, let me know in the comments, because the vlog is going to end, so it's the last moment, a last chance for me to record something for you. Take care, thank you, see you tomorrow.